All right. What's your whole name?
Danish Ahmed.
There's Sayed.
Sayed. There's lots. I mean, there's more to. There's always more to it.
Yeah.
Sayed is the title, and Saud is my father's first name, which usually becomes my middle name. So there's 4 names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've actually seen 2 faces of you on Facebook.
Yes.
Is that because you have have 2 minds?
No, because I know I'd have like 6,000 profiles. I have 2 profiles because I reached the limit of having 5,000 friends on Facebook.
Ah, I see. So now you have to become another person so you can have more friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they
I
figured.
think that was going to stop me from having more friends.
That's right. But I guess Facebook has decided that 5,000 is as many friends as a friend can handle.
Yeah.
That's how I actually got to connect with you, and we actually have an interesting coincidence of friends as well. A lot of like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And you're involved with a group called Humanity Unites Brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that?
Humanity Unites Brilliance, it's a new paradigm in looking at the world. In fact, I believe it's a new concept that can literally change the way the world looks, because it, for the first time in my opinion, it's an architecture that allows a world to work for everyone, because it takes that polarity of humanitarians living in poverty and not really understanding that the more they have and the better life that they lead, the more they can serve others. For example, if you don't have to work at a job, then you can be humanitarian 24 hours a day. It's more beautiful to have your whole life be about humanitarianism. But that happens when you don't need to worry about paying your bills and you become financially free, which is the other side of the spectrum of people wanting more and more, and greed and acquisition, which is sometimes labeled to strong entrepreneurialism. And really what Humanity Unites Brilliance is about is awakening the planet to see that there's a yin and a yang, that you want both, that the integration of the two and the combining of the two is really how to live. It's really to live in service, and to live to want to grow and to be more abundant. That actually the two go hand in hand. And so the system that they've created allows people that when they automatically tip to one side, the other side compensates. So you can't raise one without the other. Both of them get tied together.
So really the greed and acquisition is an attitude where, with an attitude of abundance, prosperity, and gratitude, would be sort of the same concept but for different purposes.
Exactly, yeah.
And your organization, the organization you're associated with, they do community work. They also fundamentally, though, bring up the consciousness of humanity, don't they?
I think so, because a lot of the ways in which we interoperate all are about working in unity. So, for example, lots of the charities and nonprofits in the world, they work independently. They don't really collaborate or use each other's resources or contacts or capital. And what we do is we work as a think tank. So it's not only do we bring these nonprofits and charities in to funnel them with money that allows them to do more good, but we say, rather than necessarily spending money first, retail, why don't you network with each other and realize if you can exchange resources and skill sets and networks with each other. So work off your own networks first and use wholesale before you even need any money. And that makes it more effective and more efficient. And then do that with themselves, not just as entities, but as individuals. It's just a whole paradigm and philosophy, a way of living, is to let's work collaboratively and co-create rather than competition independently. And
you are collaborating with quite a few high-profile, genius-like people, aren't you?
Thought leaders, energy healers, and just activists of the world. Mm-hmm.
And you want to name some of them?
Well, it depends what you consider.
We have a workshop coming up. You mentioned Charlie Gay.
Charlie Gay is the founder. And people might not actually know him because he helped produce some of the people that they might know, like Cher, Madonna, Fleetwood Mac, Duran Duran, Phil Collins. Um, but I think there's several categories in which we attract people. One is from the personal development transformational industry category, where you have some of the people who helped create the industry, like DC Cordova, who mentored Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki, to Marshall Martin, who helped create the Landmark Forum, to all these huge legends in the industry who are being attracted to us. Then, from a humanitarian perspective, people like Larry Jones, who created Feed the Children, and that is a billion-dollar philanthropic organization. And then the third is from the business community of network marketers who have been very, very successful in other network marketing companies like Herbalife or ACN, but have decided to come on board because they see this as much more than a network marketing company, but really the solution to the economic crisis that our planet sees.
And there seems to be a movement. Well, it's been a movement, it seems, since the 60s. It seems to be actually getting momentum at this point, though, with people like Jack Canfield, who was part of bringing out the secret, the laws of attraction. And it even started before that with Earl Nightingale, with Charles Hayanel and the Master Keys, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and some of the grandfathers of personal development. Even you talked about Landmark Forum, and that was Warner Earhart, who also learned that from another fellow who had Mind Dynamics. You're partnering with them for personal development as well as charity fundraising.
As well as entrepreneurialism, as well as holistic healing. I mean, this architecture is so beautiful because it brings so much together all at once.
And what are you doing?
I'm helping to market it, promote it, to plan events, to do the training, the teleseminar calls. Whatever I have skill sets in doing, I contribute, which is really the philosophy. It's like whatever you can contribute, you contribute to help, and whatever you can leverage, you leverage to help yourself. It's a total win-win.
Well, this has come from your own personal ambitions as well. That you've come by this pretty honestly. I saw you actually do a lecture to an audience, and if you could maybe give a little bit of your background that you talk about that brought you to do what you do now.
Yeah, I mean, what brought me to do what I do now is growing up in a world where I saw a lot of inequity, a lot of injustice, a lot of despair and adversity and disappointment and disillusionment and depression. I said there had to be something more, that the world couldn't just be like this, but there would have to be a deeper meaning and a higher purpose to coexist in this world. And so I went on a search for meaning, to find a meaning in my life, and to help others in finding their meaning. And I found that's what my meaning became, was to help inspire others to find their meanings. And really, that's really one of the best quotes I heard, is the meaning of life is to find your meaning in life.